What is up, guys? Out here to give my first impressions slash episode 1 review of Kanetsugu to Keiji. Now, let me tell you guys a little bit about this anime. This anime was originally a manga made by the same dude who wrote Fist of the North Star, if you are familiar with that manga slash anime. Now, let me just tell you a little bit more of the genre. It's historical, samurai, seinen. Yes, but do not jizz over the genre because I haven't told you guys how the actual episode is. But now, I suggest before you watch this review, you watch the first episode if you have the time on your hands. If you don't, it's okay if you just listen to the review. But I'm pretty much trying to decide if I should review this or get into this or not. I am not quite sure yet. A little bit about this before I start. It actually gives off the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure sort of feel, which I've been told Fist of the North Star also gives off. One of the characters strongly gives off a slightly calmer, more of a womanizer Joseph Joestar vibe. That's just the vibe this dude gives off. And the other one, he's his own character. I'd say he's his own character. But let me just start off. First of all, the two main characters are named Nao Kanetsugu and Maeda Keiji. Now, the episode starts off with them at some dude's party. He's throwing a huge party at his new mansion. And this is in the Sengoku era. This is like that old Japanese sort of samurai era. If you're familiar with these time periods, it's specifically called the Sengoku period. Now, these two dudes are at this guy's fucking huge ass party. And one thing you should know about Maeda Keiji, he's what we call an eccentric, someone who doesn't abide by the usual laws of logic that other people abide by. He's just sort of borderline crazy. He just acts really weirdly. You could say that, to say the least. Maeda Keiji. Now, that's the one that I said gives off the kind of Joseph Joestar vibe. Now, what he does at this dude's party is he freaking gets, I wouldn't say pissed, but he gets all philosophical and shit. This kind of pissed me off because he grabbed an axe. He took an axe and he fucking slammed the axe down on the foundation pillar of this dude's house. Of course, the house didn't like crumble or shatter, but he was trying to send a message across. Of course, the guy was pissed as fuck. But basically, this is like the prologue, before the opening plays. Basically, what he was trying to say was when something reaches its apex or its pinnacle, when something is the best it can be, it's at its peak, it can only decline from there. That's the kind of message he was trying to send across. Now, this story is more specifically about these two dudes, the two main characters, achieved great fame and historical acclaim on the battlefield. And this is basically them recalling their legends, how they met, what they experienced, and how they, got the titles they got. So after that, it takes more of a comical turn as Naoe Kanetsugu, which is the, one of the two main characters, the more calm one, is he's speaking to one of his family's retainers. And this dude has a problem. He recently divorced his first wife and remarried. Now, in Japan, they have this, sort of ceremony, I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name, where the two wives sort of like battle it out. The wife who was divorced gets a whole, 5 other women with wooden swords, and they invade the home of this other woman. And the other woman also has 5 chicks with wooden swords, and they sort of battle it out to see who's the better wife. That sort of thing. Now, there's supposed to be a sort of middleman. It's supposed to be a woman, that another woman, a third party who's neutral, who comes in and tries to offer the first wife a sort of sum of money for her to drop all the qualms, just to be not pissed off anymore and sort of just go off on her own way. What happens is, though, somebody made a mistake and they hired Maeda Keiji, who was the crazy dude, to come and settle these issues with the first wife. Now he comes and he's said to have just screwed it up and made these two women that much more mad at each other, and they're going to continue fighting. Now this is when Naoe Kanetsugu remembers previously how he knows Maeda Keiji. Now, how they know each other is actually a pretty interesting story in itself. Naoe Kanetsugu was the leader of an army, And this army made this strategic battle plan that took them so long to make. It was supposed to be a deciding factor in the war, and they were going in, they're about to surround the enemy, and apparently Maeda Keiji was said to ride like 100 miles on horseback, fast as hell, like faster than anyone would have ever imagined, and told the other side what the battle plan was. And they were able to retreat, and they in fact came out victorious in that battle. That is how he knows Maeda Keiji. So of course there is bad blood between Naoe and Maeda. Now, pretty much the last part of this episode, which was actually a pretty interesting part to me, was when Naoe Kanetsugu is trying to find Maeda. He's trying to find him through the town, and he has his informers and people who tells him, you know, what the goings on, and they eventually are able to locate this dude. He's in the red light district. If you don't know what the red light district is, this is basically a fucking like city in Japan, like a town where every store is like a whorehouse. It's just whorehouse, 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 like down the blocks. So basically, Naoe Kanetsugu goes to this red light district in a search for Maeda Keiji. Eventually, he finds him, and he finds the dude playing this guitar-like instrument for a group of like 6 women. And he sits down next to him, and he just listens at first. And then when he came in, the music that was being played was cheerful, and the dude like methodically turned it darker and darker. The music just got darker and darker and darker until finally the dude is playing this like freaking dark ass music, and you can see both of them getting tense. And now he's about to draw his sword when 3 swordsmen come in trying to kill them. And of course these guys are fodder, so they're down in like 5 seconds. Basically how the episode ends off is they are about to face Naoe and Maeda Keiji are about to face each other in battle now, but then it skips to the ending sequence, and that's how the episode ends off. Again, I don't know if this series is going to be good or bad. Based on the first episode, it's alright. I would give it like maybe a 7 at the most for the first episode. I did enjoy it though. I might get to reviewing this, I might not. Depends on how the next episode goes. I'm going to review it for now, but I might drop it in the near future. $1,000 though. Rate, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you guys think about this. These are my first impressions / episode 1 review. Peace out.